James Gunn just might be done at DC, and that's in spite of a big movie on the way this year. No, it's not Supergirl. That's being rushed to streaming. It may be so bad, there's nothing redeeming for James Gunn, but he's going to try to have at least one more day where he gets a big win with Clayface. Yes, Clayface, attempting to get a W out of the horror genre. Hello, folks. Hello, friends. Welcome back yet again. What a great day to spend time together endeavoring to explain entertainment, keeping you ahead of the culture curve. As we dive in, swerve on down to the like button. And ladies and gentlemen, it's time to get started. Is James Gunn done? And can Clayface perhaps save him? Before Paramount leaves little doubt, James Gunn is done at Warner Bros. James Gunn has had a tough go of it over at DC. Superman was a disappointment. Supergirl, well, disappointment doesn't begin to describe the bad time they're having over there. But now, maybe they found a way to save the day and keep James Gunn going, even after the Ellisons buy the thing, getting Warner Brothers, which will, in fact, happen. Monica Coleman has this one out of CBR. It says, DCU Supergirl celebrates early streaming release date with new Lobo clip. Yes, they're celebrating an early streaming release, which is to say it was run out of theaters and they have to find somewhere to try to make any money. Couch change. What's in the sofa, eh? That's what they're up to. But I like the headline. It's clever. Supergirl is officially flying to digital platforms. The second movie in the rebooted DC universe premiered in theaters on June 26th. And CBR can exclusively confirm that the superhero sensation is heading to digital for the first time on July 28th. It's been a giant race, by the way, between Masters of the Universe, Supergirl, and The Mandalorian Grogu to get out on streaming for PVOD before August arrives. You all know what it is. We won't read it. This is what it is. This is where we are. It has not gone well for the Supergirl. How bad is it? Well, the best we can find in regards to Supergirl these days comes to us from the Huff Post. They used to call it Huffington, but now it's just the Huff Post. And as you can see, I am not subscribed, but I do want to read the title to you from Kenneth Williams Jr. The manosphere wants men to fear women. Supergirl taught me to learn from them. My queer inner child relished the opportunity to learn more about a superhero whose emotional strength was just as resonant as her physical capabilities. Christian, I'm sure you'll be writing a similar headline anytime, any old time, right?
I can't even.
Neither can I.
Oh.
So what's going to save the day if that's the best that Supergirl has to claim? Well, they're moving on to Clayface, and that's where everything is heading. Dread Central has this one by Brad Miska. Watch the stunning new Clayface trailer that proves James Gunn wasn't kidding about the horror. Says if there was any doubt that Clayface was going to be a full-blown horror movie, Warner Brothers just erased it. The second full trailer for the upcoming DC Studios film has arrived at San Diego Comic-Con, and it's nothing short of spectacular. Now, I hear a lot of folks talking about Clayface. They're saying, hey, it looks like a pretty good horror film. And horror films have had a heck of a heyday at the box office as of late. But, Christian, I don't know that if Clayface does good, bad, or ugly, and it looks ugly, but that's what it's supposed to look like, I don't think that it saves James Gunn at all. I think that Man of Tomorrow is it. And if he can't have a huge runaway hit with Man of Tomorrow, I think it's over for James Gunn at DC. What say you?
Well, I disagree. I think it's gonna be. I think Man of Tomorrow is gonna be a huge hit because it's got Blue Beetle in it. I mean, that's the game changer.
It's what we've been waiting for.
Exactly, chomping at the bit. Yeah, it doesn't. I think on an optic level, even if Clayface does well, I like the director, by the way, James Watkins. He did one of my favorite sort of sleepy horror films called Eden Lake, which is really tough to watch but good. And Mike Flanagan wrote it, so I think it could be a quality film, but it just doesn't have. I mean, it's related to the DC, but I don't think most people are going to make that overt connection. It's a horror film, so good, and maybe it's it's a lower budget. It could be successful coming out around Halloween. All the signs point to this being a modest success, if not more. But I don't see that saving Gunn or saving the franchise. Or if you stumble out of the gate and then fall down flat on your face and get thrown in the drunk tank, I don't know how you bounce back from this. I just don't. And then, then the Batman 2 was going to come out. That's going to make him look even worse. That's not part of that Gunn universe. I think it's over for him. And I think it deserves to be over. I don't think he's very talented. I think he once had a spark of ingenuity and creativity and something different. I think it's long gone. I think he's spent. And I don't see the saving it.
Well, Supergirl is definitely spent. Michelle, Supergirl failed to break the 125. It may just limp its way across there, but that's not a milestone anybody's going to celebrate. This is by far the worst film, even before you adjust for inflation, by far the worst DC film we've ever seen. And if you look at this thing, I'm not sure why it's in theaters anymore. Like, I legitimately have no idea why cinemas for the past, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 days it's in theaters, and it is doing nothing. In fact, if we go down, Michelle, this is unbelievable. So this film, oh my gosh, I didn't even know this. Michelle, this film is still in 1,500 screens.
Wow.
It made $230,000 yesterday. That is $146 per theater. That is so low at this point, you might be losing more money just turning the projector on.
Yeah.
My gosh. Yeah. Michelle, talk to us about Supergirl and what this does to DC and the credibility that James Gunn can carry this thing at all.
Yeah, well, this was especially after Superman did not perform as well as they wanted, this was the last thing that they needed. I mean, this is, pathetic. I mean, it's the only word you can really think to describe it.
Flatline.
Yeah, and the movie was just so bad and so generic. And it just, especially at the very beginning of something that's trying to take off, it was just a horrible route to go. I really don't get why he's focusing on, trying to build out already this big universe. I miss the days of simple movies, where like simple superhero movies, where there's one superhero, it's in the title.
Yep.
And you write a solid script with a good villain for that particular movie. This like having, all these different characters and things. It's just like they're like more. And I just haven't really enjoyed most of them.
Yeah, this is so bad. Jonas, if you'd like to weigh in, this is so bad that when Clayface comes out, if it does well, I think the response is going to be, well, why don't you make horror movies instead? You seem to know what you're doing with this, not anything else.
Well, if it looks like a good movie, so I don't want to complain that it looks like a good movie. So yes, make good movies. But the problem is right now is Hollywood is so bored with the idea of a superhero film that they're refusing to make a superhero film that is appropriate for children in any way. So, in and of itself, a movie like Supergirl, well, it didn't make money, so it is a problem. But that off on its own is not as big of a problem as you've co-opted the entire superhero genre with James Gunn right now. The idea of creature commandos, Superman with middle fingers and all kinds of just things that I don't really want my kids around. Superman's not supposed to be a dope. And then you get Peacemaker, which is not supposed to be connected to Superman, but is, from what I hear, one of the filthiest TV shows in existence. James Gunn does not belong anywhere near a children's property. And I hate to say it, all of this is children's properties. Mm-hmm. So Clayface, okay, sure. Yeah, it can be connected. But the fact that this is the only thing that they might find some success in, because I do think that this will have success because they probably have a horror budget on it. Joker did well until it got weird. This should not be the tail that wags the dog. But
I don't think it can be.
I have a feeling that Gunn is grasping at straws, so that's what he's going to do. He's going to be flailing on his way out the door. I also don't know how much of Clayface is directly James Gunn. Didn't this project already start before he came in as the head of DC Studios?
I don't know how much it was grandfathered in versus what he's done since coming in with it. I'm not sure.
I think it was announced like after he was there.
Okay.
I think. So, don't quote me.
So a couple things. First question I've got is, I wonder if the success of Guardians 1 and 2 had anything to do with people like Ike Perlmutter putting guardrails around James Gunn, because the third one was not close to the first two, and he's not been good at DC, and so bad that he's probably just about done. So I wonder if having others watch over him is a good thing in his creative process to keep him within bounds. The other thing I wonder, and Christian, maybe you can answer this for me. I don't understand. And so usually I try to understand, but I'll just be totally honest. I don't understand what's going on with the horror genre. It has been wildly successful. Suddenly it's come out of nowhere. You know, I didn't sense this in the culture that it was, but horror films are just exploding at the box office. They seem to be the only genre that it's just a gimme that they're going to make a lot of money for you know, the studios. What's going on there? Why are people so interested in scary films these days?
Well, I think it's cyclical. I think horror keeps having a moment, then it kind of fades and it has another moment. That's part of it. I think that we're living in really contentious times, and I think we fall back on nostalgia sometimes, but I think the visceral nature of horror really speaks to people. I know I had some tough things going on in my life about 6 years ago, and all I wanted was genre films, just horror and thrillers and things like that. Maybe collectively we need that, but also we've got these young filmmakers, and Osgood Perkins isn't young, but he's emerging, I guess you could say. We're pretty good, pretty talented. I mean, I didn't love Obsession like the rest of the world did, but it's a good film by a young filmmaker who made something interesting. Same with Backrooms, same with some of the Osgood Perkins films, Long Legs and things like that. So I think it's a confluence of a lot of things going on. But yeah, I think that horror does well in a theater because you'd like to have that experience and share it with other people.
I think I can answer this.
Please.
Because I'm someone who in my 30s discovered how much I like horror. For starters, like he kind of already alluded to, horror, it has been for the last, I would say, 5 years. It has been the one place you can go and get originality.
Yes.
It is the one place you can go and get creativity. A movie like Zach Cregger's Weapons that I saw, I think, 4 times in theaters. It also, as he said, going back to a movie like Weapons, you experience these things with people and people's responses and oohs and ahs and you know, holding their breath. It's a very fun shared experience with horror films, but basically it's where the originality is these days. It's not superheroes. It's not, you know, something ridiculous. It's new, it's innovative, and it's fun. And as he already pointed out, which is very true, it really is. They've done studies like when society's gone through harsher times, horror films do well. And we have lived through pretty turbulent times the last several years.
Can I just amplify that in my own way here? I think horror films, they know that they have to hook people in. They know they have to have an interesting premise. Whereas so much of the franchise genre films that have come through, they're kind of taking their own deconstruction of an existing thing, whereas horror has to go in and say, what if there was a space that was exactly what you've seen before, but you don't understand why it's haunting and it's chilling, and by the way, this guy is going insane as he wanders through an endless string of liminal spaces. I don't, there are things about horror that cause me to not be able to watch it on a frequent basis. But if I want to see an interesting premise, generally speaking, it's a new horror film. Whereas everything else, they seem to have given up and said, wow, we're going to go by the star, and we're going to go by the franchise, and we're going to go by the tradition, and we're going to do this, and we're going to try to turn it on its head in ways that we've all seen the ways that they're going to turn it on its head before. So it's like horror is allowed to do its own thing, and nothing else seems to, like romantic comedies. Okay, you don't have to reinvent the wheel there. I would like for them to not reinvent the wheel, but horror there's still log lines and taglines on horror films, whereas I've never seen anything like that on a Marvel movie.
Also, lower budgets, lesser known stars. I think the studios just give them a hands-off mostly treatment, I'm going to guess.
You know, the crazy thing to me is, as I'm thinking about this now, DC, Warner Brothers could have made more money easily, like not even close, if they had come in with James Gunn and said, well, we're going to do a horror version of DC. Like, we're going to have movies about the rogues gallery of Batman. Like, we're going to have Mr. Freeze, right, and the loss of his wife. We're going to have Scarecrow, obviously. Mad Hatter, Calendar Man, like Clayface. And we're just going to go through the list of mentally disturbed rogues from Batman's tales, and the ventriloquist. Like, I mean, and there's no way they could have lost money on that. So That's a strange place to be, but horror is definitely having its day. James Gunn not having his way. An audience is saying goodbye, sorry, so long. Superman, Supergirl, both making it a difficulty to imagine us ever getting to the main Batman movies. James Gunn just might be done already. Well, it's been a good time. It's been a great time, folks. It's been a groovy time, even. Keeping the Hollyweirds in line. We know them better than they know themselves. As we say goodbye, folks, please consider clicking that like button, drop a comment down below, and join the community dialogue today. And until the next time, we say it every time. Keep learning, keep growing, and as always, keep having fun.